What is going on, Multiversers? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my ideal roster for Multiversus. So, of course, we know the characters so far that are currently on the roster, and then, of course, 2 more with Stripe and Black Adam coming at some point. Stripe probably tomorrow. That'd be great. But, yeah, my ideal roster for Multiversus. So, let's not waste any time. Up first is going to be Mordecai and Rigby because... duh. They're too important. They're highly requested. They just seem like they're like tailor-made for this type of game. They fit in perfectly. Like if they got left off the roster, it would kind of seem like, I don't know, it would just seem wrong. So Mordecai and Rigby, absolutely. Solo characters, 2-in-1 characters, doesn't matter. Put them on the roster. Character number 2, Godzilla. Would say what you want. Big characters are possible. Iron Giant has proven that. Godzilla could be another very big character, but he could do it in his own sort of way, which would be fantastic. Just imagine playing as Godzilla in a platform fighter. That gets a smile on my face every time, so Godzilla would be fantastic. Up next, Daffy Duck. I mean, the #1 most wanted Looney Tunes character. If not, okay, maybe not the most wanted character for Multiversus, but he's obviously up there. This is a no-brainer inclusion, so he's going to be on the on my list for characters, no doubt. Character number 4, Ben 10. Again, probably, I think he is, I mean, I guess it kind of depends where you see, but he is like the most requested character. If not, he's a top 2 most requested character for Multiversus. All the alien transformations. One of the most unique characters you could make, if not the most unique character you could create for a game like this. I don't know what else to tell you. Ben 10, he deserves a spot. He deserves, and everybody wants him. Up next, I'm going to go Austin Powers. I know this is where the WTF, you got to get a couple WTF characters in there. You got to get some wacky ones that people might not think of. I mean, sure, we got characters like Gizmo and Iron Giant and LeBron. That's cool. I'm all for those, but I don't want too many of those because then it kind of takes away of the... wait a minute, where's the highly requested characters? If we keep getting like all these WTF characters, it's kind of like, well, the roster's not really progressing how we want. So you got to have some out of left field characters, but I don't think you should have so many in a row. But Austin Powers, I think, would be a really fun one. You know, judo chops and all that stuff. Throw them in the roster. I just happened to find the Funko Pop version. It doesn't need to be Funko Pop Austin Powers, although that'd be kind of hilarious if that's what it was, right? But next character. Static Shock, I think one of the most underrated superheroes that DC has. I mean, he can't even get in Injustice, and the fans want him in Injustice, so if we can't get Injustice, give us some Multiverses, please. That'd be fantastic. Next, Samurai Jack, another character that just seems absolutely perfect for this type of game. We need more Adult Swim kind of characters. Samurai Jack, perfect. Do we really have a sword character in the game? No? Okay, cool. Samurai Jack can fit that role perfectly. Not that we need a sword-only character, but he's got more to offer. But Samurai Jack, definitely a worthy inclusion. And the last character for the top row, Raven. I do think Teen Titans should get something. I toyed around with Beast Boy. I kind of like Beast Boy, but then you got Ben 10. They're kind of the same in terms of the transformation, so I wanted to go a little bit of variety. So Raven, I think, would be fantastic as well. So just for my ideal roster, I guess I'll go Raven over Beast Boy if Teen Titans only gets 1 rep. So there you go. Moving to the bottom row, character, I guess 1 down there. Spear and Fang. I don't think these guys have a legit chance for Multiverses, but I would love it. Spear either summoning out Fang in the moveset or Spear riding on top of Fang doing moves the entire time, whatever it might be. 2 separate I guess you could kind of make them into 2 separate characters, but who doesn't want to fight on or with a T-Rex? You could Spear and Fang versus Godzilla. Ooh, I'd like to see that, but again, I don't think they'll happen, but for my ideal roster, I gotta have them on there. Next up, the Grim Reaper. Please? Another character. Sure, he's in Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. That's a long-ass name. But sure, he was in that game. But he was fun in that game. And he's a Grim Reaper. And he has a scythe. A scythe is a really awesome weapon. Let's, 3 and 3 together makes 1. So put him on the roster. I would love it. I think he would be a fantastic addition. Next up, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle. I know maybe DC will have more characters eventually. Sure, I already got Static Shock. But I think Static is more of a underlooked character, and I think Blue Beetle is kind of a, I mean, he's like a fan favorite, but he doesn't get brought up too much. He's kind of like, if somebody else brings him up, then everyone will be like, yo, actually, that would be sick. So I think Blue Beetle's maybe a little slept on here, but I think he could be really, really fun. Lots of people enjoyed him in Injustice, right? Injustice 2, I should say. But it would be fun for Multiversus, wouldn't he? Yeah, he would. Excuse me. Next character, Pibby. I fell in love with the first trailer that I seen. You know, do we call it a trailer? The first video that the Adult Swim put up, Cartoon Network, whatever the YouTube channel was, first video that they put up with Learning with Pibby. I fell in love with it, and I just, throughout that whole trailer, you could make a moveset just based on that first trailer alone. I've already done it in a couple videos, but she would be so fun. She would be so fun. She's got different looks. You could bring glitch character costumes for characters that are already on the roster once she gets into the game. There's a ton of things you could have fun with here. So for me, let's put Pibby on the roster. Next up, Scorpion. At some point, we got to have at least one Mortal Kombat character, right? At least one, right? I mean, Ed Boon just kind of tweeted out a few days ago that it would be dangerous for him to answer that question or something, but at some point, even if it doesn't become a reality, for my ideal roster, yes, Mortal Kombat needs a rep. Scorpion is pretty much perfect. Or substitute him with Sub-Zero. That works too. But either, at least one Mortal Kombat rep. Next, Master Shay. Come on. I know there's people out there that would still want this character, but like, you would just imagine seeing him out on the battlefield, just kind of like waddling around. Just the visual that I get from that, and then trying to see him beat up somebody like a Batman or an Iron Giant would just be so hilarious. I want to see it. So put him in the roster. Ideal roster, yeah. I think. Do we call this a WTF sort of wacky character? Absolutely. So put him on the roster. I think he fits that role pretty well. So I'd like to see it. Next character, the Powerpuff Girls. I think they're just too iconic not to include. Kind of like with Mordecai and Rigby or Daffy Duck or something like that. They seem too important to not have on the roster at some point. So the ideal roster absolutely deserves a spot. Even if you want to give them 3 separate spots, that's fine too, but they need to be in the roster. Third to last character, Batman Beyond. Yeah, Terry McGinnis. Yes, hear me out. Yes, Tony's already spoken on this, and he said Batman Beyond would only be a solo character, not an alternate costume, which I like, because Batman Beyond, Terry's got different abilities, different gadgets that he can make use of for his own moveset. It's kind of like, if you for Smash Bros, if you take regular Mario and then you take Paper Mario, they're two completely different characters. The only thing they really share that's similar is they look kind of the same and they have the same sort of name. That's kind of what Batman and Batman Beyond are. They look and they have the same name, but they are two different characters. They could bring their own styles. They could be their own different characters. I think this would be a really fun addition to the roster. So for my ideal roster, he makes a spot. Second to last character, Animaniacs. Too important. If we're getting the WB Water Tower stage, we better get them as a character or characters, whatever. 3-in-1, 3 separate characters. I think they should be a 3-in-1, and then that makes them pretty damn unique. I mean, in platform fighters, we've never had really a 3-in-1. I'm not counting Pokemon Trainer as a 3-in-1. They're 3 separate characters that are one character, but Animaniacs would have all 3, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, say on the same battlefield at the same time. So it's like an ice climber mechanic where they're following each other. Maybe something like that would work, would be really fun, but they definitely deserve a spot. And then last but not least, Maxwell. I think this character's so slept on. Nobody brings him up. He would be fantastic. Just the way that he works in his games with drawing and thinking up and creating literally anything, and you make that, you can have so much fun with that for his moveset. His moveset is literally an open blank book. Write whatever you want, and the devs, Player First Games, can make that a thing. That would be cool. You literally can do whatever you want. It's kind of like, here's the character, free range, choose what you want. That would be so cool. But either way, this is my ideal roster. I don't know if you want to rate it out of 10. Let me know what you think. Again, leaks and rumored characters did not play a part into this whatsoever. But not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But yeah, if you want, rate it out of 10. Otherwise, that is it for Monday. Hopefully tomorrow brings the update with Stripe and whatever else is in this. Tony said it's going to be a big update, this one and the next one. So maybe ranked mode, maybe arcade mode. They said they're coming out during season 1. We still haven't gotten them, so we got to be getting close. Either way, that is going to be it for this one. Hope you all enjoy your Monday, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.